John Rhys Plumlee was an electric player to watch in college. He was a crazy dual sport athlete who went viral for playing baseball and football on the same day, and could be a fun player to watch in the NFL if he gets a shot. This is the story of John Rhys Plumlee. This is the story of a UCF great. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football and spring league football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know who your favorite quarterback is in this year's NFL draft in the comment section below. John Rhys Plumlee was born on January 2nd, 2001, and grew up in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. At a young age, John was a talented pianist and singer, but sports are what would become his true love. He'd be a two-sports star throughout his childhood, impressing both on the football field and the baseball diamond. Plumlee would begin playing quarterback in youth football and impressed throughout his middle school career. When he got to high school, attending Oaks Grove High School, he would actually play outside linebacker and a safety hybrid while serving as Oak Grove's backup quarterback throughout the year. He would get his first opportunity to play quarterback in a live high school football game his sophomore year when his coach decided to go for two. Plumlee was a special athlete who could run and throw, so his coach designed a play where he would roll to his right and choose to throw or pass the ball depending on what the defense would give him. Right before he would snap the ball, the defense would shift, so Plumlee would choose to run left, instead thinking he could outrun the defender. While John rolled left, the defender had a great angle on him, so Plumlee would stop and throw the ball to the running back, who was supposed to be his lead blocker. The running back would catch the ball, capping off an impressively hectic play. As a junior, Plumlee started every game for Oak Grove, except for two when he injured his non-throwing hand. He impressed fans and his coaches throughout the year, extending plays with his legs. He would even have a 95-yard touchdown run against Petal. He would finish the season throwing for 1,579 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, while leading the Warriors to a 6-5 record. He would even jump to the defensive side of the ball from time to time, like when his team needed him to cover Jonathan Mingo, who was the state's top player at Brandon High School. As a senior, he would throw for 2,834 yards, with 33 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions, while also rushing for 1,444 yards on the ground and 19 touchdowns. He led Oak Grove to the state title game, where they would lose to Horn Lake 31-27, finishing the year with a 12-3 record. Plumlee finished his high school career with 5,430 passing yards, 2,314 rushing yards, and 82 total touchdowns in 3 seasons. On top of being an impressive football player, Plumlee was also a great baseball player. Throughout the summer in high school, he would spend time at tournaments for baseball and make it back in time for football practice, never showing up late. And his family traveled so much for both sports that they made a makeshift bed in the back of their Nissan to get sleep when they could. Plumlee batted .411 with 39 hits, 45 runs scored, 7 doubles, 5 triples, and 2 home runs, and 24 RBIs in 29 games, and was named 2019 5A 6A All-State in his final baseball season at Oak Grove. Coming out of high school, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, John Rhys Plumlee was a 4-star recruit who was the 14th best dual threat quarterback and 378th best player in the 2019 recruiting class. He received over 15 different Division I offers from the likes of Alabama, Florida State, Georgia, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. He hoped to play both football and baseball in college and would originally commit to Georgia. He was expected to be the third-string quarterback heading into his freshman year, sitting behind Jake Fromm and Justin Fields. His high school coach told the Clarion Ledger he's not scared of competition. He has confidence in himself to go in there and walk into that room. He's going to have the confidence in himself when it comes to getting in the ball games. Plumlee spoke on the decision, saying, "When the opportunity was presented to me, they said I could play baseball. If it doesn't work out down the line, I'm not doing well then, I'll probably need to focus on one thing. As of right now, while I could do both, I really want to." Then, right before National Signing Day, Georgia would flip Dwayne Mathis from Ohio State to become a Bulldog, and they added former walk-on Stetson Bennett back, with this time him being on scholarship after he spent time at a JUCO. Plumlee remained pledged to Georgia, but would not sign during the early signing period. According to an ESPN report, Georgia had asked Plumlee to take a blue shirt. Plumlee was intrigued by Ole Miss hiring Rich Rodriguez to replace Phil Longo, with him explaining to 24/7 Sports, "Rich Rod's offense was a big aspect in it. Earlier, Ole Miss didn't really want me as a quarterback when Phil Longo was the offensive coordinator. They liked me as a slot wide receiver at defensive back. When Coach Rich Rod came in, he wanted me to play quarterback specifically. That's the only thing he wanted me for. That was a major thing for me, because the position I wanted to play in college was quarterback. Knowing I had the opportunity to do that was one of the major things that led me here for sure." A few days before National Signing Day, Plumlee would flip his commitment to Ole Miss and would later sign for them. During his freshman year at Ole Miss, John Rhys Plumlee served as the backup to Matt Corral when entered the game against Cal when Corral got hurt. Plumlee would complete all 7 of his passes for 82 yards and rush for 53 yards on the ground, almost leading the Rebels to a comeback win, but they would be stopped on the 1-yard line as time expired. He made his first career start the following week, throwing for 141 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception, while also rushing for 109 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground in their 59-31 loss to Alabama, when he completed 35.7% of his passes. He would break the Ole Miss freshman rushing record when he accounted for 177 rushing yards and a pair of touchdowns, while also throwing for 124 yards later in the season. He finished his freshman year throwing for 910 yards, 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, while also rushing for 1,023 yards and 12 touchdowns on the ground, going 2-6 as the Rebels starting quarterback. Matt Luke would be fired after a disappointing season and was replaced by Lane Kiffin. There were questions on whether Kiffin would allow Plumlee and running back Jerron Ely to play baseball, but after talking to the baseball coach, he allowed the two to do it. He would play center field his freshman year and went 1 for 16, but the season would be cut short due to the events of 2020. Corral returned for the starting lineup during the 2020 season, and Plumlee would be used in a package plays throughout the year. He would even play wide receiver, getting significant playing time in their bowl win over Indiana, when he finished with 5 catches for 73 yards, including a 44-yard touchdown that put the Rebels up in the fourth quarter. Plumlee finished the season with 65 passing yards with 1 touchdown pass, 94 rushing yards, and 6 receptions for 79 yards in 6 games. Plumlee moved to the wideout position for the bowl game because they were missing multiple players due to transfer portals and opt-outs. In baseball, he batted .267 with 4 doubles, 1 home run, 7 stolen bases, 21 runs scored, and 7 RBIs. He would convert to wide receiver during his junior year, finishing with 19 receptions for 201 yards and 72 rushing yards. He would decide to enter the transfer portal following the season. He would transfer to UCF, where they would allow him to play quarterback once again, with him winning the job. He had big shoes to fill, taking over for Dylan Gabriel, who had transferred to Oklahoma. He tried to get a waiver to play the 2022 baseball season, but it was denied. Under the current rules, he would have needed to complete his one-time transfer before July 1st, 2021. In order to have played baseball in 2022. Plumlee felt blessed when he was named the starting quarterback and finished the year throwing for 2,586 yards, 14 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, while also rushing for 862 yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground. Plumlee entered the 2023 UCF baseball season as a starting outfielder and went viral on April 14th for participating in a baseball game as well as a football game on the same day. He was caught leaving to change into a different uniform mid-game to play in a spring football game. The 12-3 baseball victory over Memphis, he went 2 for 3 with a triple and 2 RBIs. In the spring game, he threw for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Finished the baseball season batting .286 with 11 doubles, 1 triple, and 10 home runs, 43 runs scored, 32 RBIs, and led the team in stolen bases with 18. During his senior year at UCF, he would throw for 2,271 yards, 15 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, while also rushing for 505 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground in 10 games. He missed 3 games due to a knee injury and played the remainder of the season at less than 100%. He finished his UCF career setting the rushing record by a quarterback and could be a fun gadget player to watch in the NFL down the road. He's expected to be a late-round pick or priority free agent. What do you think? Where and when will John Rhys Plumlee be drafted? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.